All right, let's do a Grimace around the horn. Get out of here. What are we doing it on?
Man, there's so much.
There has been a lot. We can do Grimace versus Mrs. Doubtfire. That might be funny.
Grimace is Miss Doubtfire?
Grimace is. Oh, let's do that.
Brett's like, fuck, man, I had whole something prepared, but it wasn't for this.
That's not riff. I mean, I'm still gonna riff it in. That's fine. It can be Mrs. Doubtfire all you guys want.
Let's do Grimace is Mrs. Doubtfire. I think it's good.
In her own right.
We're going to start you this way, so I have a chance to get into the story. Ty, are you participating?
I can do my best. Can I skip along if it's not super funny right away?
Yeah, just popcorn it. If you're not feeling it, just popcorn it.
If it's not super fun right away, guys, that's the show, Ty.
You'll be great.
It's never fun.
You should overthink it. This is
pure business.
Okay. Grimace is real life. I don't know.
Of course, yeah. Pray to him every night.
Grimace is Salt Bay from Instagram. Okay. Fucking cut to Hartford, Connecticut in the suburbs. We pan in on a house with a white picket fence and a cherry tree out front, and it has a little plaque saying George Washington used to chop this bitch. And then there's a big tree next to it with a big swing. Looked like a fun house to me. Should we open the door? Absolute. Open the door. Grimace has his back turned to the front door, and you just see a big steam coming off. And Grimace turn around, and the camera pans into his face, and he goes, hello, which means dinner's ready. And he's got a big fucking just not cooked pig, but it's a full pig. It hasn't even been de-haired, so it's got a lot of hair on it, and it's just covered in thumbtacks. And if you look, it's still breathing a little bit, and it's fucked up, bro. And then the camera pans to a calendar on the wall, and it says, Thanksgiving, motherfucker. And he walked to the table, and the whole family's there, except for the mom. I don't know if she's in the movie. And Grimace set down the pig, and everybody starts fucking, screaming, what the fuck is that, Mrs. Doubtfist? And Grimace was like, and all the windows shatter. And everyone's iPhones break, so they can't call for help. And then Grimace grabbed the son's hand, and he put it on the top of the pig's head, and he just make him pet it. And he says, burr, 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 which means love what you eat and eat what you love. And then he kissed the boy on the top of the head, and he's 18. Then he kissed him on the lips, too. And because he's been 18 for 7 months, so he's a full adult, definitely. And Grimace pick up the pig, and he starts crying because he felt like everybody made fun of it, and he throw it against the wall, and it's flat. Then Grimace just get a couple legs and an arm. He get 2 legs and an arm, put it in the microwave because he think that's what everybody want. It just blow up basically. Now kitchen covered in blood. Then he bring everybody a juice box. Then what happens, Ty?
Oh my god. So Grimace comes in and he's like, what the fuck just happened here? Jimmy, did you do this? And he makes Jimmy go and scrape it up with his hands and shove it into the fireplace. And he's like, Jimmy, you need to understand how to cook.
Burr, burr, burr. Which means Jimmy needs to learn to cook.
Hermurpader, which means Jimmy needs to cook a human male to ripe peakness. But they only have ketchup. That's all I have.
Jimmy says, "This is bullshit, man. I'm sick of this house. I'm sick of the ketchup. It's all ketchup. It's everything with ketchup." And Grimace look over at Jimmy, eyes watering. Tears start streaming down his face. He goes, "Murder!" Which means you guys never appreciate me. And he runs up the stairs really quick. And he runs up so fast it rip all the carpet off the stairs. And they say, "That's Grimace," because he's always destroying things. And he'd go in his room and he'd big cry. He cry lots. And it's rumbling the whole house. It's rumbling the whole neighborhood. And people are all getting really sad because they can feel the sad through the air. And he up there crying big, and the kids say, "Oh no, we've really done it this time." And then Mom come home, and there's blood all over the house, and she looks directly at the camera and she says, "Who else but Grimace?" And they say, "Yeah, fuck are you looking at, Mom?" The kids are like, "I don't even know what's happening." Then all of a sudden, there's a knock at the door. Who could it be? Mama turned around. She opened the door. It's their ex-father, Grimace. Because he got excommunicated for trying to eat their cat one time. And the mom said, I'm sick of the hijinks. Out. So she got the biggest divorce ever in history. And Grimace is just coming over. He just wants to say happy pig giving to the family because that's how he know it. And, the family never really put it together, but that's exactly what Grimace did every other Thanksgiving while they lived together and he was their father. He'd make big live pig. He tried to get the family to eat the live pig. No one eats it. And then he blames the whole scenario on their eldest son, Jimmy, because he fucking is super resentful of Jimmy because Jimmy's captain of the football team. That's always what Grimace wanted. And he'll never get to live out his high school dreams.
And he's 18.
Yeah, and he's 7 months past 18. So he's clearly an adult. Then what happens, Brad?
So Grimace, already so disappointed in his son of Jimmy, not putting the body of the pig back into the fireplace, and he's upset. So Grimace leaves the front door, goes back to his role as Mrs. Grimace, Doubtfire Grimace, and
Mrs. Doubt Grimby.
Yeah, Doubt Grimby, thank you. Slips back in the back door and was like, "No one's eating the pig." And was really upset. Everyone's left the room. He's the only one in the kitchen, and then someone's coming in, and he's like, "I need to stuff my face in this pie." So Grimace stuffs his face in the pie and does the whole iconic scene from Mrs. Doubtfire. Because that's his language already. They don't even need to change the lyrics, I guess you could say, of the show. So Grimby has his face covered in pie and just doesn't want to see the family, so he goes upstairs and turns on the TV, and it's the 1993 World's Strongest Man competition, and he's watching it, and he's having these weird, because we all know Grimby, he's Grimace. He can time travel. He's all over the place. So he turns on the 1993 World's Strongest Man sees himself there competing with the one and only Gary Taylor, the champion of that year, unfortunately. Also known as the big baby from Rugrats that we all are terrified from. And so Grimace is just having these flashbacks and pie face while watching the 1993 World's Strongest Man competition. And what happens, Casey?
Suddenly he closes his eyes and he starts drowning out the fucking sorrows of his home domestic life to the sounds of what's his name? Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Gary Taylor, but that's close enough.
A commercial happens, and it's a commercial for home improvement with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. JTT. And Grimace just starts fucking drowning out all his sorrows, and suddenly a big light bulb appears above his head, and you go, bing! And he's like, and it summons a siren from the depths of hell, a fucking Merwoman, and she got flippers for hands and gills for eyes. She can't see shit. But she can echolocate. So she's just quietly, and she can see the whole room that way like Daredevil does in the rain. And Grimace is like, I know. Like, I know how I can save Thanksgiving. I'm going to set the Merwoman loose, and if they live, they'll be better friends. and they'll give thanks for America and the natives. And the Merwoman just slide down. She slides down the stairs like she's on a fucking the top of a trash can lid. Just goes down all the stairs and just right at that moment, the fucking what's the son's name? He's 18 though, and he
doesn't matter at that point.
He's 18.
That's all I care about.
And Grimace kissed him as Mrs. Doubtfire. And the Merwoman just takes his legs out from under him. He hit his head, fucking massive traumatic brain injury, dead for life, dead forever. The football team goes on to lose in the conference championship. They could have made state, many people say. And the fucking Merwoman get up and just fucking clear the whole table, throw all the pumpkin pie on the wall, tear down the calendar, make it look like it's October. Everybody's confused. She's tear down November. And then she slapped the mom and spit in her mouth and pick up the grandma and toss her like she's on a big fucking twister mat. And her arm, she tried to land like a crab, break all her arms. She'd die. Traumatic arm injury. And then she fucking get the dad, pry his mouth open, spit in it. He die.
A lot of spitting and dying, I can tell.
Poison spit. She like basically like a kimono dragon. Kimono dragon. It's a lizard in a kimono. And she get up and Aunt Shirley's there and she take her wine and Aunt Shirley die from alcohol withdrawal. And then she get on the table and what does she say, Ty?
Oh, God.
Merwoman.
And she said, and then Grimace was like, oh shit. And then she was like, you're Jimmy's father. And then what happens next?
Fucking Merlady comes to the realization that she's just fucking spoiled Thanksgiving. And then she starts to cry. And she run upstairs and she say, I ruined the whole thing. Then Grimace come downstairs and he fucking eat Aunt Shirley's decomposing body for Thanksgiving. Merlady come down and she say, but dinner is not over yet. It's time for dessert. Feast on my eye gills. And then all the children fucking crawl over and start licking her gill eyes. And they get all the best nutrients because their gill eyes are filled with vitamin K. And all the kids grow up to be real big and strong. And they look back and they remember that Thanksgiving was filled with life lessons. But it's 32 years later. And goddamn Jimmy is still 18. He never even grew up, dude. He stayed 18 because the eye gill juice make him forever. And he's big and he's the head of a corporate finance division. And he gets a dossier on his desk and it says fucking Merlady sentenced to 30 consecutive life sentences for the murder of a whole middle school. And he says, wait a second. She scratched my back, I scratched hers. Then what happened?
Close it out, Brett.
Oh, great. So he definitely scratched her back. He fucking wrecked that middle school. He was like, fuck these kids that I tried to teach from the inner cities with my swimming abilities. Fucking mermaid lady. You gotta remember, this is 1993. All right? World's Strongest Man, Gary Taylor. So Grimace is, and 1993, he's got an image right now. He's working with McDonald's. He's doing all that stuff right now. He's not trying to bring all this unnecessary attention with a mermaid wife, a mermaid lady. I kind of got lost in the whole mermaid thing. I don't know how we got there, but he's married. Grimby is married, 1993, with a mermaid lady. Kid named Jimmy sucks. Fucking Jimmy's the worst. And Grimby's had it. He's like, you know what? I got a good thing going with Mickey D's right now. A burper derper dur. Mickey D's talk. That's, his words, not mine. And, he's like, I'm just going to clean slate. Clean slate. That's a Batman thing. He's done with it. He fucking super throws, grabs that mermaid wife of his by the tail and fucking out, skips her 4 times into the ocean and is like, fuck this. I don't even know why I'm doing this, Mrs. Doubtfire fucking bullshit. I'm above this. You think I need to have permission to see my children? And he fucking, like I said, he already threw the mermaid lady and runs in there, picks up Jimmy, all romantically kind of, like scoops him up in his arms and goes, you know what, son? We're going to sit here and watch your old man win the World's Strongest Man competition. and they sit there and watch him lose to Gary Taylor. And that's really when the Grimby fucking chaos started, I think. I mean, personally. And he started just, not from then down, he's like, I'm not the world's strongest man. He killed Gary Taylor almost immediately. I think that was the first house he visited. And
It was the first person he punched so hard in the chest they died.
yeah.
And he went on a fucking punch chest spree after
Yeah,
that.
He
and-
killed at least a dozen more.
Tale as old as time, really, if you really think about it. Beauty and the Beast, right, Casey?
That's right.
Just punches people and throws mermaids, and that's how I think I'm going to wrap it up. He starts his life over. Clean slate.
Yeah,
Grimby.
It's perfect.
style.
Violent, clean slate.
But nobody knows because he's...
Clean
Hey,
slate.
a violent clean slate's still a clean slate to me, baby.
It's
Yeah.
a
Cheers
brand
to that.
new fucking clean slate.
Clean slate.
Cheers to that. We're done.
Beep. Say something. Beep, beep, boop.
Beep, beep, beep,
Okay.
boop.
Too late.